All I know... Sisu.
Our movie today starts in a place called Kumandra, where people used to live together with dragons who used to help them with everything, like changing the weather, bringing rain, and making them live in peace. Until a terrifying monster called the Druun appeared and spread super fast throughout the whole area, turning anything it touched into stone. Even the dragons who fought it with all their strength, until the last dragon, named Sisu, gathered all her magic into a gem and trapped the Druun inside it. And at that moment, everything went back to normal, except for the dragons. After that, our movie's hero appears, named Raya, and she enters a tunnel with her small pet that rolls like a ball, and she makes him go ahead of her to check if there are any traps in the place. And she finally reaches a gate, opens it, and enters to find a gem in front of her. And right after that, the guardian of the gem appears and tries to stop her from getting close to it. And then it turns out that this guardian is Raya's father, and that he was training and testing her, and she passed the test. And Raya stands there looking at the gem, completely fascinated by it. And he tells her that they have been guarding this gem for many years, and that she has now become the chief guardian of the gem. And Raya walks with her father in their palace, and her father tells her that the leaders of the other lands, which were divided after the death of the dragons, are coming to fight them and take the gem. So Raya tells him that she is ready to resist them. So he asks her what she knows about them. So she tells him that the first land is full of mercenaries and very strong sorcerers. The second land is a market famous for fast deals and highly skilled fighters. The third land is the frozen bamboo forest, and the fourth land is Spine, a city protected by a bunch of villains and killers. But her father tells her that in the past, they were one united country, and he wishes they could go back to being like that again, which is why he invited them all to a feast so they could talk instead of fighting and try to fix the situation before they destroy each other. And when all the leaders of the other lands gather, Raya's father starts by welcoming them, but none of them accepts him or wants peace. So Raya steps forward and asks who is hungry, and automatically, a daughter of one of the tribe chiefs goes and introduces herself, saying her name is Namaari, and Raya welcomes her and takes her to the feast. And the two girls keep talking to each other and find they have a lot of things in common. And Namaari tells her that their country is suffering, even though it looks beautiful from the outside. And she also tells her that the legends in their land say that the dragon Sisu is still alive. And she shows her a scroll and explains to her that the legend says after Sisu defeated the Druun, she fell asleep in a river. So Raya asks her which river, since they have so many rivers. So Namaari tells her that nobody knows at all which river she is in. And she also tells her to imagine if they could reach her, all their problems would be solved. And after that, Namaari gives a gift to Raya, which is her necklace shaped like Sisu. And Raya takes it and loves it and decides to show her the gem. And suddenly, the evil Namaari appears and thanks Raya for leading her to the gem. And she pushes her to the ground, and the two girls fight. And Namaari pulls out a flare and shoots it into the sky. And at that moment, Raya's father and the evil chief of the tribe see it, and the soldiers break in on Raya. And the evil chief's daughter says that now the gem is theirs. But Raya's father steps in and defends the gem. And the chiefs of the lands enter, and Raya's father says that he still believes they can put their hands together and that they can bring Kumandra back again. And suddenly, someone shoots an arrow, and it hits Raya's father's leg. And all the chiefs of the lands appear fighting over the gem, which suddenly falls from them and breaks, and the ground shakes violently. And the Druun invades them and starts turning all the people into stone statues. And Raya's father tries to protect her from the Druun, and all the chiefs of the lands run to take pieces of the broken gem for themselves. And then they run far away to escape, and Raya's father falls and tells her that she is now the guardian, and tells her to keep going and not give up. And he throws her into the water because water stops the Druun. And Raya's father turns into stone, and Raya appears years later when she has grown up, walking in a destroyed area where all the people have turned into stone statues. And then she goes with her pet, who has grown big, and she reaches a river wishing it is the one where the dragon Sisu is. But suddenly a stranger appears, and she tries to fight him quickly until he leaves. And Raya keeps talking to her pet, telling him that she has been searching for 6 years for the river where the dragon is, and hasn't reached anything. And she finds the wreckage of a ship in front of her, so she goes inside it and sits talking while holding Sisu, the dragon's necklace, saying that she has been looking for her for 6 years. And this is the last river, and she can't find her, and they really need her. And suddenly, Sisu appears and talks to Raya, who is amazed when she sees her. And Raya tells Sisu that the humans broke the spell and released the Druun again. And she tells Raya that she wasn't the one who made the gem, and that she only transferred the gem. And as soon as Sisu gets close to the gem, it lights up. And Raya tells her that this means she is still connected to the magic inside it, and they can use it again. But they must collect the rest of the gem pieces and save their families from the Druun. And then her father will return, and their country will become united again. And suddenly, Namaari enters the river where Raya was to look for her. But she doesn't find her, because Raya took Sisu and went to look for the gem pieces that are with the rest of the tribe. And Raya goes to the first land, and they get the second gem piece. And they now have 2 out of 5. And as soon as Sisu holds the gem, she transforms into a human, and she becomes very happy with her new shape. And suddenly, Namaari and her army corner her, and she fights Raya. But Raya succeeds in escaping from them and takes Sisu with her. And they ride Raya's pet and run and jump into the water, and they find a boat. So they go inside and find a young boy. So they ask him about the captain of the boat, and they discover that he is the captain. And Raya asks him to take them to the third land. And the dragon goes down to swim in the water, and Raya asks her to come back quickly before the boy sees her true form. And at that time, the boy prepares food for them, but Raya refuses to eat from it. But the dragon eats from it because of her extreme hunger. And the boat passes through many Druun, and the boy keeps telling Raya that he doesn't like to leave the boat at all because he is scared of them. And the boy asks her what the Druun are. So Sisu tells him that they are something against dragon, meaning just like dragons love water, love and peace, the Druun represent destruction, ruin and evil, turning everything into ash and stone. And finally, they reach the third land. And the boy tells them that he can wait for them and take them to their next destination, but for a financial fee. And Raya asks Sisu to stay in the boat to remain safe while she goes to get the gem and return. But Sisu decides to go buy a gift from the market and discovers she doesn't have money. So the young boy goes to her and tells her she can buy everything and tell them she will pay later, just like adults do. And this would be like a promise from her to them that she will pay them later when she is older, and they will believe her. And Sisu gets happy with the idea and goes to the market and gathers many things. But the people ask her to pay the money because they don't know her. And an old woman comes and takes her from the market, while Raya gets tricked by a young baby girl who robs her. And Raya tries to run after her to get back the 2 gem pieces she stole. And she makes a deal with the baby girl, telling her that she will give her money if she helps her in her mission. And we find out later that the old woman who took Sisu is the one who has the 3rd gem piece. And she asks Sisu about the 2 pieces that are with Raya. And she tells her that if she doesn't tell her where the 2 pieces are, she will leave her for the Druun to eat her. And at that moment, Raya arrives and saves her, and they return to the boat. And we find that the baby girl and her small pet monkeys are waiting for them there. And Raya decides to take them with her, and Namaari goes to meet her mother and asks her for the royal army to fight Raya. And she tells her mother that Raya is going to collect the gem pieces. While on the boat, we find Sisu talking to Raya and telling her that dealing with humans is very hard. You have to lie and manipulate. And Raya tells her that the most important thing right now is her father. And the boat reaches the next land, and she falls into a trap along with Sisu. And a giant man enters on them and takes the 3 pieces from them. But Raya's pet attacks him on his back, along with the young boy, the baby girl and her pets. And they save Raya and Sisu and tie up the giant man. And suddenly they hear Namaari's voice warning the people of the city that if they don't hand over Raya, she will attack them. And Raya discovers that all the people of the city have turned into stone, except for the giant man who kidnapped.
And at that moment,
Raya goes out to Namaari and asks her to leave them and negotiate with just to distract her so her friends can escape without anyone seeing them. But Sisu decides to help Raya when she sees she is about to be defeated by Namaari. So Sisu transforms into her real form and goes in to take Raya, filling the place with fog and escaping. And the young boy and the giant man decide to help Raya after they found out that Sisu is the sacred dragon. And the giant man presents his gem piece to Sisu, who flies to the sky. And at that moment it rains and she keeps spinning happily. And the team decides to head to the Last Land, which is the tribe of the evil chief, to take the last piece of the gem pieces. And Raya explains to the team that this land is protected by a water canal, and the only way to enter it will be through this water. And she tells them that luckily they have the water dragon Sisu. And at that moment, Sisu takes her and brings her to her area, and she sees her father's statue. So Sisu takes Raya and shows her the statues of her dragon siblings. And she tells her that they were the last dragons that lived, and her big brother refused to surrender to the Druun, and that this was the place where they fought their last battle and gathered all their magic and put it in this gem, and chose her to take the gem and save the world. And after that, Namaari arrives at her land and tells her mother about what happened, and her mother turns out to know and continues, saying she saw a dream that Kumandra could return and the world could unite again. But her mother tells her that if the world unites, they won't be able to rule it, and that she has finished her mission up to here. And her mother leaves her and walks away. And Raya and her friends arrive, and the baby girl enters first, and they reach Namaari's room and throw her the necklace she gave to Raya when they were kids. And at that moment, Namaari sends the signal that Raya understands as her accepting the gift, and Raya goes to meet Namaari to give her the last gem piece. But suddenly an arrow is shot, and Raya discovers Namaari's betrayal once again. And Namaari takes the gem pieces from Raya, so Raya's friends step in to save her, saying it was a mistake to trust her from the start. And Sisu approaches Namaari to try to change her mind, but she gets hit by the arrow as well after Raya tries to shoot at Namaari. And at that moment, the Druun attack begins, and Raya disappears from among them, and we find her going to the building where Namaari is. And they start fighting each other, and Raya's friends try to save the city from the Druun before the power of the gem disappears. And Raya gets emotional and decides to go with Namaari to save the city with the others. But the magic of the gem starts to fade, and Raya walks with the necklace that has the dragon drawing on it and asks them to gather the gem pieces, saying that the most important thing is for them to trust each other, and that this is the real power of the gem. And she gives the piece she has to Namaari, and after that, she turns into a stone statue by the Druun. And the others decide to do like her, and they give their final trust to Namaari, giving her the pieces they have. And Namaari gathers the pieces together, and she also turns into a statue. And suddenly the Druun disappear, and a huge power comes out of the gem, and rain falls. And at that moment, the stone statues melt, and Raya, Namaari, and the others return to their original state. And at that moment, they discovered they succeeded in saving the world. And the waterfalls return to the city. And also the dragons return. And Sisu returns once again. And she gets happy for the return of her dragon siblings. And she hugs Raya and her friends. And the giant man returns to his city and family. And the baby girl returns to her mother. And the young boy returns to his family. And Raya returns to her city and meets her father and hugs him. And Raya's father meets the dragon Sisu, and she tells him that he must be proud of his daughter because she was able to gather and unite all the lands, and she was able to bring back Kumandra again after all these years. And with that, our movie ends. Hope you liked the recap. If you reached the end, don't forget to leave a like on the video and write us a nice comment as you always do. And for those watching us for the first time, subscribe to the channel to see all the upcoming recaps. See you in the next movie. Peace.